bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Hey, what's happening? Happy Monday. Good afternoon and welcome. It's the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app, powered by Happy State Bank. We are watchable on television, Fox 34 News Now, YouTube, your Fire Stick, your Roku, Apple TV. Wherever you're taking us in from, we're glad that you've decided to make us part of your Monday afternoon. The we being myself, Chois Woodman, alongside Chris Snead. Clint Scott with us for about an hour. Y'all can hit us up. We welcome your thoughts, your comments, your questions. Anything and everything welcome on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app. Take it anywhere with you. Even listening out in Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Yeah, home of the Eastern Washington Eagles.
Nice. They got the gray field, right?
Gray and dark gray.
Gray and dark gray.
Yeah, it's like a light gray, dark gray. I think that's how it is. The inner deal. Touchdown.
Ayo, Sneader.
What's up?
How are you today?
Man, I'm tired. 178 plays in our game.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So
I had Ole Miss in Arkansas Saturday night, and I had a first
in Oxford, right?
In Oxford, yeah. A first. The first time in my entire football career where the game was stopped, and as we were lining up for an extra point, the line judge comes running in, killing the clock, and he points, and over the official headsets, he says, "There's a basketball on the field."
Freaking Chris Snead. What's going on?
It's a basketball on the field. And I was like, what? And I look over, and sure enough, there's a basketball rolling down
on the field.
And we're like, someone throw that? No. So Ole Miss has a celebration hoop on the sideline.
They don't just dunk the football?
No, they got a basketball. And apparently, so come to find this out, the guy who scored the touchdown went over and tried to do a 360 dunk and hit it off the back of the rim, and it caromed out onto the field. So
I'm blaming Chris Beard.
So pick the basketball up, and I'm running to the sideline, and I look up, and there's Lane Kiffin on the sideline doing this.
Did he really?
He has got his hands with a hoop, and
how tempted were you to shoot it?
For about 1 second, I said, "Oh, I'll just pull up right here and shoot it."
Oh, man, you should have done it.
But no, because that happens one day before your last game ever in the SEC.
No.
Yes, that is 100% the last day of my officiating career. But I did. You can see me. I'm another Twitter meme now.
All right.
I run over to him. You can see me, big smile, and I just kind of underhand tossed it. I kind of tossed it towards his hoop.
That's funny.
And he did make sure it went through. And there was an audible cheer from the crowd.
All right, good. Good.
The funny part about it was it almost immediately is on Twitter. And it's out there. But the comments are up and down. What's the context of this? Everyone wants the context of how this happens and why
does Snead have the basketball on the football field?
Yeah, it was.
That's funny.
That was by far a first for me.
What, just picking up a basketball on the football field?
A basketball on the field. I mean, we've had all kinds of stuff being thrown on the field. Now, here's the question. Do they get a warning for that? Should we have warned them?
I'm going to say, since I don't think we've had an official warning for our tortillas, let's say no.
Good, and I promise you,
I'm so glad that we handled that way.
Yes, the officials don't want to mess with that.
No, they don't.
There are so many things that we have to worry about in the game. Do we care? Here's what I would worry about. Am I getting hit with one that's got like dog poo on it? Maybe I'd worry about that.
Okay, yeah.
Outside of that, I really don't.
Speaking of that, I wonder how our Pac-12 fan is doing. Did he have himself a nice little breakfast?
Pac-12. Who's going to eat dog?
Wait a second.
Something.
Wasn't there a guy that said he was going to eat a
Pac-12 podcaster?
Said he eat a dog poo burrito?
Uh-huh. I don't think he's done it. I'm not going to seek that out on the internet because I don't want to watch that.
He also picked Oregon State to go 11-1 on their season.
Yeah, this was before the season.
Yeah.
He said this back in August at some point, but yeah, well, he's Twitter famous, which is what he wanted in the first place. So what's interesting is the whole you mentioned the tortilla thing. It has not been flagged, or it hasn't even been, to my knowledge, I don't think they've stopped and opened the mic to give a warning yet.
No.
And I think that is...
And nobody wants to be the guy to do that. Nobody wants to be that guy.
And we had a Pac-12 crew this week.
Yeah. And they're even less concerned about it.
So
the Big 12 guys aren't concerned about it, and they shouldn't be concerned about it.
Well, I'm glad because it became a big thing and ends up being nothing, and that's how it should be. Well,
that was 15 athletic directors ganging up on Kirby Hocutt and showing their displeasure for Texas Tech spending money.
Yeah,
and so rain on them. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. If it's anything beyond tortillas or frozen tortillas,
and I'm not intending to start a tortilla debate. I'm not a fan of the tortillas. I mean, I think I've made it blatantly obvious and clear, but I'm not going to take away anyone's right to do it. If they want to do it, go for it. Just if you want to throw tortillas up in the stands, go for it. Do it. What I do have a problem with is when you see those guys balling up tortillas and throwing them to the field. Like last week when Virgil caught the touchdown pass and he almost immediately gets hit with a balled up tortilla.
Yeah.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Thanks for hanging with us on a Monday. It's the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107 The Score mobile app. TSportsNetwork.com. Chois, Snead, Clint with you this afternoon. Keep the comments coming in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. We'll go back to some of those. Heck, right now. Why not? This one says, do you think the green RFPDs that are thrown on the WNBA courts will ever make their way to a college game? A few are thrown at NFL games.
Yeah, what was it, the Bengals game, and the announcer said, there's a flag on the field.
Nope, that's not a flag.
What is a RFPD?
Nope.
What does that stand for?
I don't know, but you're not going to... Nope.
I mean, I know what they're talking about, but I just don't know what that stands for.
Let's work it out on air and see if it turns into a horse
Let's
name or two. Or
I'm gonna go to the restroom and let you guys do this, and then I'll come back after you're done.
I think.
How about that?
Look how much fatter mine is. It's talking about the girth of my double T here.
Wow, Clint.
You just know how to cross lines. He does.
Okay. Did I see this?
That was your Texas Tech pride.
Did I see this?
That's all. Yeah.
Did I see that we've put a flat double T on the
Texas Tech basketball court?
You have seen
that. That is correct. Uh-oh.
It looks nice.
Uh-oh, Snead's going to go back to bevel the bevel.
Is that a bad face? Kind of like a turtle face.
Okay. I don't love that.
Ooh, okay. I like it.
I don't like that.
I love both double T's.
You know what?
I'm right down the middle. I know people love and hate, and
there's a place for the old double T, for the flat double T, and there's a place for the beveled double T, the 3D double T, and whatever. I don't have enough time to.
I mean, the double T, I believe, on all of the uniforms last year on the short was the flat one.
Yeah, which I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
But I mean,
it's not in the middle of the basketball court.
Yeah.
Snead, why wouldn't the basketball situation be a delay of game foul against that team? Is it different than the tortilla throwing from fans?
It would be at very most a warning.
Because it hadn't happened before.
Yeah. But see, ironically, we had to stop the game to do that because we were lining up for an extra point try, and we had to stop the game. But I mean, here's the thing. Come on, common sense officiating. Common sense has to apply on. We're not. No one died. We picked the basketball up. We took it to the sideline. I tossed it. It went through a hoop and Lane Kiffin's hands.
Through the hands. Dear Choice, how are you? I am fine. Did you hear after the delay that one Brian Jensen said the Texas Tech scoring drive took over 2 hours? Thank you for the Matt Wells talk that you give us. Gord OPS, please tell Chris Snead welcome back and his shaman works miracles.
My shaman does work miracles. The amount of salves and creams that I have to put on my knees before a game, things that I have to do.
Lotions.
Mm-hmm. And it's a.
You putting that stinky blue emu stuff on?
No, that's the only thing I haven't tried out. But I got Tiger Balm, Sombra. Are
these dances?
No, Sombra.
Tiger Balm, Sombra.
There's a KT cream. It's like made by KT tape.
Okay.
Put that cream on there too. It's a process. It's the process actually starts on Thursday.
Okay.
To get ready for the game on Saturday.
So, yes, Brian Jensen did say that. I believe that scoring drive, if you want to go from when it started to finished, was like 2 hours and 27 minutes.
That's awesome.
From when you started it to when it finished.
That's awesome.
No, it was not awesome, Snead.
That's an awesome.
We sat up there for a
great
long
stat.
time.
That's a great stat.
It is, but no fun. I will say I am glad that you started the game because this was a big recruiting weekend for Tech. You had a bunch of guys there. You had a bunch of, you had the number one quarterback in the 2027 class at your stadium this weekend, which is crazy. I'm kind of just glossing over that because
the number of guys that are showing up to your place.
Right, but that would be headlines in the past of, oh my gosh, you got the number one. I mean, you wouldn't actually get the number one quarterback in the class.
But here's the thing. Once upon a time, you couldn't get those guys to come here because if your team wasn't good, you had to rely on your facilities. Well, I mean, for a long time, you had nice facilities, but you didn't have the best facilities in America.
Yeah, it wasn't this. So,
I mean, let me just say, I'm going to say this again, okay? I get to a lot of facilities. I walk through a lot of football buildings.
Mm-hmm.
There are not the list of facilities that are better than what Texas Tech has right now. You can list on one hand and have several fingers left over. That is a non-hyperbole statement. We are rocking the best facility out there.
So for that, I was glad that they got to experience what was a really good crowd for 7 plays.
Yeah.
I mean, you forced 2 false starts in the first drive for Oregon State. So I was glad at least they got to see that before you ended up having half the crowd or less.
Yeah. Well,
after a 2.5 hour delay.
You add that, you get the crowd, you've got the atmosphere, you get the NIL, you've got the dynamic personalities of James Blanchard and Joey McGuire. Everything around here. Texas Tech is a hot place. Do you watch the SEC shorts at all?
I do. I have not seen this week.
They haven't put this week's. I was cruising. It's not nothing that Texas Tech got dropped in one of those here a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And when you're talking about NIL and
because you as an SEC fan, the average SEC fan, which is their audience, they have to understand the joke and not go, "Why did you say that?" School
exactly.
Like they have to be aware of what is going on.
Yep.
Yeah, and they know that. Hey, people know Texas Tech's spending money. Everyone's got the ability to do it. And the only reason it's a problem when we do is because we're not supposed to.
Oh.
We're not supposed to know our station here.
Everybody's got the allowance to do it. They don't have the ability.
Exactly. It's like Ron White. I have the right to remain silent. I didn't have the ability.
I did not think we'd check that one off the bingo card. Snead mentioning Ron White.
That's Ron
Fritch
White.
native, right?
Top, huh?
West Texas Fritch native.
Yeah, Fritch.
Fritch, Texas. Goodness.
I got thrown out of a bar in New York City.
You big blue collar comedy tour guy?
I'm a big Ron White fan.
That was so fun.
I think the other guys. I think Bill Invol's okay.
I was gonna say, so were you going like I like 1/4?
Yeah, what are you ranking?
I like Ron White, Bill Engvall,
Foxworthy,
Jeff Foxworthy, then Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh. You're out on Larry?
Yeah.
Oh man,
he's just
that's Mater.
Well, I know, but first of all, ain't nobody got cable anymore. So what is he gonna be? Is he gonna be Larry
the YouTube TV guy? Larry the Hulu guy.
That would actually be really funny if
he comes back.
That would be someone in the sales department is like missing out on an opportunity.
Yeah,
I'm Larry the Hulu guy.
You better go to like YouTube TV to pitch that idea.
Dear Hulu TV.
Yeah,
I have an idea.
Got a new spokesperson for you.
Ron White, that guy's greatness. I would love to go see him. He is greatness.
Definitely something.
I mean, he's he's
the one that my parents like. I'm like a young teenager when that stuff is coming out. When Ron White comes on, all right, you don't get to watch this one.
Yeah,
which is funny because Choice seems like as a child he could have had tater salad as a nickname.
They call me Tater Salad.
So rude, Clint.
And to understand this, you have to understand.
I'm sorry, Choice. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Just teasing.
You heard him.
I also could have been called Tater Salad if that helps.
Triggered. Yeah. So, how do we get to Ron White?
We were comparing the something.
Texas Tech winners over Boise, Oregon State, Boise State, Oregon.
That's a hold.
Oregon State.
That's a hold.
They called it. We'll get into that game. Our thoughts on the Red Raiders.
Ooh,
what
that's
you liked.
also a personal foul.
They called it. What you didn't like. Quit officiating after the fact, Snead.
I didn't get to watch this game live. I didn't get to watch. I officiate every game I see.
It's the bottom line on 100.7 The Score.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Back here for hour number 2. It is the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107 The Score mobile app, DoubleTSportsNetwork.com, YouTube, Fire Stick, your Roku or Apple TV. Lots of ways to take us in. However you're doing so, we are glad that you've chosen to make us part of your Monday afternoon. We being myself, Chois Woodman, alongside Jamie Lent, Brennan Riker across the way handling us. Y'all keep hitting us up. We welcome your thoughts, comments, questions. All of it welcome on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app, which you can carry anywhere with you, even listen in out in Handsome Eddie, New York.
Handsome Eddie.
You know him?
I do not know Handsome Eddie.
I mean...
Never been there.
Well, what are you waiting on?
I don't know.
You need to make more trips to New York.
I do. I agree. Mm-hmm.
We got plenty to get into with Jamie here over the next 2 hours. We'll talk more Red Raider football, our reaction to the W over Oregon State, big noon kickoff, quarterback rankings,
Big 10 a.m. kickoff for the Utah folks.
Yeah, not quite noon. 10 a.m. kickoff. Just weird. We could talk about Jamie's guy Nico if you want. Coach is getting fired.
Is he going to leave you with his coach?
He might.
I wish no ill will on, tell me the running, Deshaun Foster.
Former Red Raider running backs coach.
Yeah, I wish no ill will on him. However, the karma that UCLA negatively karma that they are receiving after signing on Mr. Imalivia is doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah. We'll talk Rangers. We'll talk Cowboys. Whatever you want to get into. Bring it in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. We can even talk about AP poll by vote again, like we did last week.
Oh, we got some fun ones?
I don't think we have the same as last week as far as the
I bet the
young lady.
I bet the young lady's poll makes a whole lot more sense this week.
I bet she did some homework this week.
Yeah, bet she actually looked at the scores around the country.
Did she do a poll? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
she did a poll. Everyone was looking very closely.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
Haley Sawyer. Oh, I thought she put Arizona State in her top 25 for a second. But that's the person above her. She's got the Red Raiders in, so I'm not mad at her.
There's
18.
There's some people, and I don't know
There's still people,
who they are
Oh, I can tell you who they are.
on the poll that have Texas Tech ranked lower than TCU. Like they have TCU in their poll, and they have Texas Tech behind them.
I mean, I don't have at this point in the season. I'm not going to beef about that a lot. If you think what you've seen from 2 games over from TCU is better than what you've seen in 3 games from Texas Tech, then okay, that's fine. That's your opinion. I would actually prefer polls to be that way based off of what you've seen.
Yeah, I can't. I'm with you, Choice. I can't argue with that one. I mean, I think Texas Tech will prove to be the better team.
I do
but
too,
at this point,
So
you can give them credit for playing a tougher schedule.
So there's some guy named Greg Madia. It's media with an A. Spelled
Madia.
He's with the Daily Progress. Covers Virginia football. He does not have the Red Raiders ranked yet.
Okay.
It's fine.
He's not been impressed, I guess.
It's just your opinion, man.
Tough guy to impress, I guess.
I guess so. I mean, still kind of strange.
He also thinks that Jacob Rodriguez's mustache is not that good either, probably.
What?
That's probably what it is.
That is far more of a...
It's probably because... Didn't Jacob Rodriguez start there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so he's still bitter that he left.
That might be it. There is only one voter to put Texas Tech at 11 this week. That's the highest. And that's Henry Greenstein of the Lawrence Journal World.
Well, we found one.
We got him.
we
Covers the Jayhawks. Did he put Kansas in?
We found a Jayhawk to like.
Oh, that's what the one is that you're talking about. He also made sure he ranked Texas Tech like 8 spots better than Missouri too. So for whatever that's worth. Oh
yeah.
But that is the highest ranking Texas Tech received this week was 11 in the polls. So I didn't find any that we're beefing with too much. I think there's only the one that does not have Texas Tech ranked. So I believe that's the case, that only the...
And where do they have...
The Virginia guy.
Where do they have Utah?
The Virginia guy has Utah 16.
Wow.
So right where they are in the actual poll.
Okay. Remember that for next week.
Okay.
We want to see.
I could actually go back and look at the.
Yeah, we want to see what this guy does next week.
There were 4 people that didn't have Tech ranked last week.
Okay.
Including the Nebraska guy.
Oh, we did get a win over a Pac-12 school.
Let's go.
Pac-2.
Take that, Beavs. I do think it's the whole poll thing. I mean, it's fickle. It's interesting. It matters, but you got a team like.
Not according to Haley.
Not according to her. Got a team like South Florida, who beat Boise State, who was ranked at the beginning of the season, and Florida. And they got smoked by the number 4 team, dropped all the way out of the poll.
Yeah, and so they were like 16 last week?
I think so. They dropped out for losing at Miami pretty badly.
So they've played probably the toughest schedule in the country.
Probably so.
And won 2 of the 3 games.
Yep.
And lost to a top 6, 7 team?
To number 4.
Top 5.
Number 4.
Number 4. And you're not worthy of being ranked.
Nope. So I'm kind of caping up for South Florida.
That really doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
But here's the other side of it. Alabama got smoked by the number 7 team in the country. We're talking current number 7, not then number 7. Totally forgiven and ignored. They've beat Louisiana, Monroe, and Wisconsin, and they keep going up in the polls. Alabama does.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking about strength of schedule when it comes to this.
Yeah, Wisconsin is not good this year.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
We're talking about strength of brand. That's what it is. It's your brand. Schedule can factor in, but it's far more about your brand. All right, let's fire someone in just a little bit. Whoever's working for 24/7 Sports and ranking quarterbacks.
Okay, all right.
I want to take you through the 2023 top 5 quarterbacks of that class. It's a pretty interesting list. It's the bottom line on 100.7 The Score.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Thanks for hanging out with us on a Monday. It's the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 100.7 The Score mobile app. Chois Woodman, Jamie Lent, Brennan Riker across the way. We'll get back to a few more of your thoughts on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. A couple of football questions there as well. But right now it's time for a Jamie question.
Time now for Jamie's question of the day on 100.7 The Score. Presented by Connecticut of West Texas. Life's hard, your water shouldn't be.
All right, gentlemen. Today's question has 2 answers. One positive, one negative.
Okay.
Because I'm a choose joy guy, I did not want to just be negative.
Always.
I want you to tell me which position group through the non-conference schedule was better than you expected to be, and which position group was not as good as you expected it to be.
Better than I expected it to be. I guess, man, that's a tough one because we're kind of flip-flopping on a few of them. I mean, I had really high expectations for the defensive line, and I still think they've exceeded them a little bit. I think you're in the backfield so much that it has basically allowed you to hang the 0 that you have for the starters and through the first 3 games. So I guess that's where I'll go.
Okay.
Is defensive line. Not as good, I'll go running back. And that's crazy coming off of a day that Jacoby Williams had 170, 180 total yards. What was it?
116 receiving and 53 rushing.
You got 53?
53. No, 48.
I was like, I still don't have my full stats if you've got 53.
48.
Stats have been a little bit troublesome to try to find the accurate ones.
48 and 116.
Which is?
164.
Wow, look at you. On the spot. So I guess running back. But that's not a strong feeling towards that.
All right.
I would say the position group that was better than I expected was your wide receiver group through these first 3 games. I think they've been really impressive. They've showed great depth and just great ability to help your quarterback if a quarterback puts it on the money. And these wide receivers, especially in that Oregon State game, made some really outstanding plays that looked, really good on the highlight reel. I would say the group that I was not very impressed with and probably had high expectations and they weren't quite there yet was the offensive line. I think there were times that your quarterback got hit when he should not have gotten hit. Now, I know on the play that Brennan got hurt in the Pine Bluff game, that was a misassignment by running back. But I want to see more out of the offensive line. And again, you were playing teams with not great defensive lines, but the few instances that they were able to get to the quarterback, I was a little concerned because I know this week against Utah, that's going to be a different animal than what this offensive line has seen through the first 3 games.
Okay, for me, exceeded expectations. I'll go kickers. I didn't know what to expect.
I was wondering if you'd go there.
Didn't know what to expect from them. I think they've been terrific so far, so I'm going to go kickers. And below expectations, I think I'm with Brennan. I think I'm going to go offensive line. I thought the offensive line was good in week 1. There were a couple hiccups in week 2, and I thought they had a really bad game on Saturday this week. Brennan was hit way too much, chased way too much, and the numbers bear out that you had a decent day running, but it just didn't feel like it.
Okay. I think this was the worst day of the 3 for sure, but I think bad is way over the top.
Considering the level of opponent that you had that didn't have a single sack all season long through their first 2 games, and then they were getting pressure on your quarterback all day long.
I think if you watch, dig a little deeper, they get pretty exotic with blitzes in this game. I don't know if they did that. I didn't watch the film in the first 2 games. I think if you also look, you've got some running back blame,
and lots of teams are going to do the same thing. That's football.
Sure.
That's football. It counts.
And that's why I think you blame, again, going back to my group, I think the running backs should deserve a decent amount of that blame for missing some chips.
Probably some.
I think when you saw coming free more than once, the interception in particular, I think that was either a tight end or running back pickup that was missed. And I do think that, don't get me wrong, I do think the offensive line will have plenty to look at on film and get better from this game. I think the blanket statement of them having a bad day is probably a little bit strong. I mean, you threw for 464 yards.
Against a really bad team.
Maybe. Sure. I mean, Jamie, that's the second best team that Utah and Texas Tech have played combined.
Yeah, we're not talking about Utah. We're not comparing to Utah. This is a bad team.
Yeah.
One thing that was really disappointing was you get the ball, I think, with under 2 minutes left or just above 2 minutes left in the first half. And so you have a chance to put together a 2-minute drill drive, and that was thwarted very quickly because you're backed up in your own end zone and you give up a sack. Like, that to me is something that if you want to get in those 2-minute drives, you have the opportunity to work on that in a game where it's not going to really matter, but you can figure out how to execute that early. Yeah. And you weren't able to because you give up a sack that kills that drive.
I would say, though, if I remember correctly, it feels like that was more a coverage sack. It feels like Brennan was hopping around back there and couldn't find anybody. I'm trying to remember exactly, but it feels like he had time on that particular play. I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember it, but yeah, I'm not here to say it's a bad offensive line and they're going to be bad all season long. I think they had a bad day. I think they're better than what they played on Saturday. I think that you were as typical as you would expect, and I think if you want to compare to Utah, I would have said the same thing about Utah. I think you probably were just a little bit blah, blah, blah with the schedule, and we're looking forward to a huge matchup next week, and you probably weren't as crisp as you have been through the first couple of weeks with some things. And so I think that was, normal situation. You're just kind of looking ahead a little bit. You just weren't quite as focused this week.
Could be, or it could be the 2.5 hour rain delay too.
Yeah. Okay.
That could factor in.
Well, their defensive line had the same rain delay.
Sure. Sure. So did their whole team that got beat 45-14.
A good bad team.
And you did what you were supposed to against them.
I couldn't believe how
won the
many
game.
dropped passes Oregon State had. I was like,
Oh my gosh, their receiving core is so
There's
bad.
a few. Yeah.
Yeah, so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the unit can be solid. I think they were solid in the first two. I don't think they played well on Saturday.
From the Yates Flooring Center chat line, this is going back to our previous conversation. Gents, UCLA would be a hard place to build. Says would be a hard place to build a fan base. There are 1 million more things to do than sit in traffic and watch college football on a Saturday. Beach, hiking, skiing, and in November, everything in that in any other major city has, and then some. So yeah, I think they're agreeing with us. Like, I don't think UCLA's a good football job. I don't even think it's that good of a basketball job at this point. But they still are able to attract some good basketball coaches. What they have going for them is the conference they play in.
Yeah, and the money that comes with that.
Yep. So you can probably spend some money on a coach. Maybe even double their salary from a place like Arizona State. Who knows? Got a couple more questions on the chat line. We'll toss a dad joke your way next. It's the bottom line on 100.7 Score.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It is time for Tell Me I'm Wrong. I think my voice is getting worse. It's the bottom line on 100.7 The Score. And
We're losing him. He's dying.
Tell you what I'm going to do for you, Choice. I'm going to give you like 25 minutes and you can have the rest of the day off.
Okay, thank you. That's really sweet of you. I don't get the day off. I got to go chase kids right now.
Well, day off from talking.
Okay. No, I've still got kids.
Why don't you have kids that don't ask questions?
None of them. I sound like I've smoked like 4 packs in the last 15 minutes. He's Jamie. I'm Chois. Brennan, that guy across the way, and he's got our statement for Tell Me I'm Wrong.
All right, I'll try to do as much talking as possible for you, Chois.
Thanks.
So, Saturday's game, I'm watching it on TV, and I have the volume on, and they go to halftime. And of course, this was Fox who was covering the game, and I don't know who they have for their halftime show. I don't know who the analysts are, but they start talking about the Tech game, and they mentioned the run game for Texas Tech and how they weren't really running the ball a lot, and the running game wasn't that effective. And they said something to the effect of, boy, if Texas Tech can't run the football against Utah, Utah's going to, run away with it or be the better team in next Saturday's game. And I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. So my Tell Me I'm Wrong statement today is, for Saturday's game against Utah, Texas Tech will not have to rely on a balanced attack offensively against the Utes.
You're correct. I think... go ahead. You go, and then I'll explain my you're correct.
I think Baron Morton is playing at an extremely high level right now. Okay? I think he's got a lot of weapons in the passing game. So, boy, this saddle tramp is on the struggle bus, man.
Oh, that's rough.
Had to do push-ups after everyone, so I'm assuming that was 45 in a row.
I think, wasn't that just 38? Didn't they just kick a field goal, or did they?
You might be right. I don't know.
Still, I hope it was 45 because that
it's 38.
Looked more painful.
Because I'm not going to pretend I could get 38 in a row.
Come on, Jamie. You could do
it. So I think that especially the way you started to use the running backs in the passing game more, I think that you could handle... Because you always talk about, well, if you don't have a running game, then the defensive ends and linebackers are able to just pin their ears back and go after the quarterback, right? But I think you have enough of a quick strike passing game to slow that down as well. A horizontal passing game that keeps those guys moving and not being able to get to Morton. So I'm going to tell you, I don't want it to be all about the passing game. I feel like definitely you could get away with it if it was a lesser team. Utah scares me a little bit because I do think they're good. But I still think that you could win that game if you're having a game where Barron's throwing for over, if he's 350 and you're only running the ball for 75 or 80 yards. I think you can still win that game.
I think if you listen to the national media, they're extremely bullish on Utah, and I think it's just the recent history. They love them some Utes for whatever reason. So I think Brennan's point is that of you don't have to have a perfect game. I think if you listen to a lot of the national media, they'd tell you, Texas Tech got to play close to a perfect game to go in and win in Salt Lake City. I don't think that's the case.
No, me neither.
I mean, I still believe you are a more talented team than Utah across the board. Okay, that's the wrong phrase. Overall, as a team, because I think they've got a better offensive line. I think there's some areas that they are really good, no doubt. But Texas Tech is better in the talent department. But you're going on the road and you're playing in what is, I think, the best environment of any of the new teams you've added. Without having gone there, I think from afar that's my judgment.
Yep.
But you can absolutely get away with a game like you had offensively this past weekend. I'm not saying 45 points because you're winning this game if you score 45 points. But I'm saying if you utilize Jacoby Williams, as long as your running backs are still a threat, that's where I feel like you can get away with not running the football a ton and having a balanced attack. Now, what's balanced? I mean, you going true 50-50?
I think maybe balanced isn't quite the right word. Maybe it's more you don't need a... Let me put it this way. You don't need a game where you run it more against Utah than you did against Oregon State.
Okay. You can still survive that.
You don't need more carries on the ground.
I'm with you. That's not
Utah
ideal. I don't think that's the game plan going in. You want to be able to keep the defense true as much as you can. But if it's the vertical choice stuff and Utah's like, hey, we're going to put our corners on an island and we think our corners can guard these outside receivers, you're going to go over the top on them.
Yeah, you sure are. And I like our chances with some of that.
Yeah. It won't be perfect, but you're going to get some scores that way.
And I would say that maybe your run game doesn't have to be super effective. Like, it doesn't need to be, every carry needs to go for at least 3 yards or 4 yards. Like, I think you can, in your run game, get 2 yards, or you're not going to need to run the football a lot to beat Utah because you do have your pass game. I'm not saying you should pass it on every play. That's not the point. And I think maybe the analysts that I was listening to were trying to say, oh, well, you can't throw it on every down against Utah. And it's like, well,
that's a lazy stigma. They still believe that Texas Tech only throws the football. It's a lazy national stereotype of Texas Tech. If you ask a lot of those national guys that haven't paid attention to Texas Tech because you haven't been that great, that's what they'll tell you. Oh, this is only a passing attack. I mean, it's just not true.
No.
But
especially the last couple of seasons when you relied on a great running back.
Yeah, no doubt. We got a tub of goo. Worst name. Okay. What was that from?
I was talking about
you're talking about your DHs.
You ranting about how much you hated the DH. I would
totally
never say that. I do not shame anybody because of their weight.
If our voices
Rowdy Tellez, we would never shame Rowdy.
If our voices aren't distinct enough from each other on a normal day, I'd say they at least are today.
What?
That was like, got a demon over there coming out, Jamie? Golly. Old Razzle Dazzle says, sounds like you chugged a bunch of cigars this weekend, Choice.
Chugged the cigars.
Chugged them, huh? Choice sounds like Jim from The Office, like almost exactly. I don't know about that. I saw Madison Bumgarner bat at Giants Stadium. He could hit him out. Yeah, he's known as the...
It was so much fun when a quarterback, when a pitcher got a big hit. Or
yeah.
I don't, that was just fun.
Deshaun Foster probably should have been fired after his disastrous Big Ten Media Day last year. I think that was 2 years ago. But I guess after losing 2 straight to the Mountain West, it was a good time to go. Really hope Utah just looks good because of how bad UCLA is, and we get a comfortable win Saturday.
Don't remind me of what Deshaun Foster said at Big Ten Media Days.
He said, I don't know if you know this, but I'm the head coach of UCLA, and we're in Los Angeles. I don't know if many of y'all know that. There's
It's
2 teams in
USC.
Los Angeles. Yeah.
Like, it was just
so awkward. Yeah.
And
I was going to say, I think it's kind of funny.
I don't think he meant it as funny. Like
I think he was just trying to find things to say.
Yeah, he was just awkward.
Because it's his opening statement. His very first one.
Brennan
as
might
the
be able
UCLA
to.
coach.
Brennan's a good producer. He might be able to play that for us.
We have it as a rejoinder on Tech Talk.
Well, that doesn't count. I'm sure there's a YouTube video.
There is. It's 100% out there.
Yeah, if you haven't heard it, you definitely need to hear it. Central Texas Hank says, due to work obligations, I seldom get to listen in the afternoon. And is it in my imagination, or is Jamie really this much perkier than he is in the morning?
It's not your imagination.
I mean, getting up at 6 a.m. or being at work at 6 a.m. that doesn't have too many people perky.
Especially Jamie.
This has been the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 100-7thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.